Have you ever wondered about those who don't follow the crowd? The ones who carve their own path, not because they want attention, but because they don't need it? People call them Sigma males. It's a term you might have heard, but what does it really mean? What are the challenges of being one? Why people hate them, and why you should try to be one? We all know they are a lone wolf. They struggle to fit into societies. People hate them because they misunderstand him. But the question is, how much do you know about Sigma male? This video is likely to disappoint most of you because I will say things that you have never heard about this man. So who and what is it Sigma male? It's not about being a leader. It's not about being the follower either. The Sigma male doesn't fit into these boxes. He doesn't want to be at the top, nor does he want to be at the bottom. Instead, he creates his own space. He doesn't play the social games or chase approval. He just is. The Sigma male thrives in his own solitude, not because he's afraid to interact, but because he finds peace in his own company. He doesn't need people to validate his existence. He doesn't need to be the center of attention or have a crowd around him. He's okay with being alone because in his quiet, he finds clarity. But that doesn't mean he's incapable of connecting with others. He just doesn't waste time on shallow interactions. He values depth, authenticity, quality over quantity. The Sigma male isn't just about being alone or detached. He's actually emotionally intelligent. While he may seem distant, he understands his own feelings deeply. He doesn't let emotions control him, but that doesn't mean he's emotionally numb. He's selective about where and with whom he invests his energy. He can read a room, understand people, and know when to step in, but he doesn't get lost in drama or unnecessary emotional exchanges. And this detachment, this nonconformity, it's not about rebellion. It's not about pushing back against authority just for the sake of it. No. It's about staying true to what he believes. He doesn't care about societal rules that don't align with his values. He doesn't need to challenge the system. He just doesn't care about it. His life is his own, lived on his terms, not defined by someone else's rules. The Sigma male has a different kind of leadership. He doesn't need to demand attention or shout the loudest to be respected. People are drawn to him because he's steady, decisive, and intelligent. He leads by doing. He doesn't need to be the loudest voice in the room because his quiet presence holds power. Is he antisocial? No, he's just selective. He chooses solitude because it's how he recharges. It's not that he's incapable of forming relationships. He just doesn't waste time on shallow connections. He looks for meaningful bonds. And in relationships, he values independence as much as emotional connection. He doesn't need to be dependent on others, and he doesn't want anyone to be dependent on him. Now, some people might not understand him. Some might even dislike him. They might think he's arrogant or aloof because he doesn't act the way society expects. But it's not arrogance. It's simply that he's not playing the social game. He doesn't feel the need to impress anyone. He's comfortable with who he is, even if that makes others uncomfortable. And sometimes that discomfort turns into dislike. But he doesn't care. He doesn't need others to understand him to feel secure in himself. What makes the Sigma male so different is his ability to thrive without needing social approval. While others might seek validation, climb social ladders, or conform to group expectations, the Sigma male doesn't need any of that. He defines success on his own terms. He doesn't look for the spotlight, doesn't chase fame, doesn't measure his worth by others' opinions. His life is focused on long-term growth, not short-term victories. He's patient. He's strategic. He invests in himself, whether it's through learning, self-improvement, or finding new ways to grow. His path isn't about quick wins. It's about building something that lasts. He's also a master of adaptability. While some people feel the need to fit in, to be part of a specific group or role, the Sigma male can blend into any situation without changing who he is. He's comfortable whether he's alone or in a crowd. He can be in a meeting, at a party, or by himself, and he'll still remain grounded. He doesn't need the approval of others to feel confident. And let's talk about small talk, something most people use to pass time. For the Sigma male, it's exhausting. He doesn't engage in meaningless chatter. He'd rather talk about something real, something that adds value. When he speaks, he chooses his words carefully. He doesn't waste time. And when he chooses to connect with someone, it's because there's something meaningful there. But let's face it, not everyone gets him. Some people will judge him. They might think he's rude, distant, or uninterested. But that's their issue, not his. He's perfectly okay with being misunderstood. He's built his life on being true to himself, not seeking validation from the crowd. What's more, he doesn't fear being alone. He chooses it. While some may feel loneliness, the Sigma male finds peace in solitude. It gives him time to think, to recharge, to stay true to his own path. Does this sound familiar? Maybe deep down, you felt like the Sigma male too. Maybe you felt like you don't fit in the traditional box. And that's okay, because the Sigma male shows us that it's okay to be different. It's okay to live life on your terms. He doesn't need anyone's approval, and neither do you. You don't need to chase after validation, to climb the social ladder, to be part of any group. Your path is yours. You define it. You live it. And if others don't understand, that's their problem. The speaker pauses for a moment, looking out into the audience with a knowing glance. So what will you do? Will you continue to play the social game, seeking approval, or will you find your own path? Like the Sigma male, strong and silent, forging a life true to yourself?